It's nice to have a tree on the stage. It's nice to be gathered tonight. Tonight, like any day, this is our living room, and tonight we all got songs to sing and stories to tell, and that's what the stage is open for. I know a few of the performers my friends who are here to play tonight. And if you've come in here just off the cold Redmond night and found yourself in the heat of soul food tonight, well, you have come here on the right night. Our stronghold, our little neighborhood, our tribe, with our drums. Well, it's getting to be that time of year, full of hope and Christmas cheer. Have I been a good one? 'Cause I need my Christmas toy this year, but not for me. Please give my gift to her. Dear old Santa Claus, remember the first time you met Mrs. Claus? Was your heart all aflutter and you couldn't even think? No, you couldn't even think at all, except about the one you love. That's Christmas love. Maybe it's like the little drummer boy couldn't give a Christmas toy to the baby. All he wanted to give was all he had, and all he had was just his little drum. So he played out his rum-pum-pums. Played a rum-pum-pum. Well, Christmas love is like when you were a child, and in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve, you could hardly wait till morning. That's the way I feel all the time, 'cause now you're mine. Oh, I love you, Christmas love. Dear Mr. Santa Claus, remember the first time you met Mrs. Claus? songs and stories. That's how we tell the legend of us here. That's how we mark days. That's how we come to Christmas. And tonight would be no Christmas Eve of Eves if it wasn't for the stories we're going to tell tonight. And I'd like to welcome up to the stage next our very own Mima, Miss Lucy Oakes, to tell us her first Christmas story of the night.
Somebody got my glasses dirty. I don't know who did that.
One of the kids, huh?
I think it might have been the coffee and the cookies I spilled on them.
Please give a warm welcome to Mima tonight.
All right. Merry Christmas. I'm going to read a story tonight. Clint says I can read two. One now and one a little bit later. Will that be all right? Can you all handle that? Yeah. All right. This story is called The Little Fir Tree. And I found this little book on sale someplace, and I thought, oh, how cute. And I gave it to my granddaughter, but she left it at my house. So I'm going to be reading from this book tonight. And this is a story about a fir tree that I had never read before that I thought was very appropriate for Christmas. So, deep in the forest, quite hidden from view, among the tall pines, a small fir tree grew. The taller trees laughed when they heard the fir moan. I wish I were taller. I can't wait till I'm grown. Did you ever say that? Yeah. The forest is fun, the small fir tree was told. Live for the moment. Don't wish to be old. Well, 2 winters passed, then trees were chopped down, trimmed of their branches, and taken to town. Where are they going? The little tree wails. Well, they're off to the ocean to hold 'em some sails. Oh, I wish I were taller, the small tree sighed. Then I'd be a proud mast and sail far and wide. Well, soon it was Christmas, and men came around to dig the tall fir trees from the frozen ground. Now, those trees are special, a small robin cried. They're decked out in baubles and taken inside. Oh my, what an honor, the small tree said. Rather than sailing, I'll do that instead. Well, another year passed and Christmas Eve dawned. And the woodsmen are coming, the early bird warned. Oh my, what a beauty, the old woodsman cried, and dug up the small fir tree, who trembled with pride. At last, sighed the fir tree as he left the warm earth, the time has arrived to show what I'm worth. But when he was leaving, he didn't feel glad. Instead, he felt tearful and terribly sad. He called to the birds, the rabbits and deer, and all of the friends that he'd grown up so near. And with that farewell, he was carried away and thrown on the back of a bumpy old sleigh. While arriving at a grand house beneath the full moon, the fir tree was put in a magnificent room, decked out with tinsel and finished with bows. The fir tree was splendid from his head to his toes. Oh, the children clapped and shouted with glee at the fir tree stood proudly, a tall, handsome tree. Well, on Christmas Day, from his green boughs, children picked presents for hours and hours. There was dancing, feasting, and drink, and the tree was so happy he started to think, my new friends adore me and seem very kind. He forgot to feel sad that he'd left friends behind. And as day turned to evening, a story was told that dazzled the fir tree with deeds brave and bold. And when it was over, he swayed with delight as the room emptied with calls of good night. Oh, what joy, thought the fir tree. I'm glad that I came. I can't wait till tomorrow for more of the same. The proud fir tree thought, this is where I belong. But when morning dawned, it seemed he was wrong. Dragged from the fine room, he was bundled away and thrust in an old shed with no light of day. Then out of the darkness he heard something squeak. He felt his twigs rustle, heard the patter of feet. Hello, said a white mouse. Why are you here? Tell us your story as we see in the new year. And so he told tales of his youth long ago, of the birds, the animals, and the deep crispy snow. And as the mice gasped in wonder at all he had done, the tree understood that the forest had been fun. And so the tree slumbered away in the shed, dreaming of forests and fresh air instead, until he was shaken awake by the noise of children who'd come in search of their toys. Look, it's our fir tree, a little voice cried. Let's shake off the dust and plant it outside. And from that beginning, much to his surprise, the fir tree grew strong and terribly wise. Now down in the garden, the big fir tree grows, spreading the wisdom of all that he knows. Youth is a blessing, and nature is best. Live for the moment and not for the rest.
Now we wanted to sing Oh Holy Night for you. Me and May have been working on the lyrics. We've got a new version of it. It goes like this. May wrote it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss May McCune. Well then, how about we bring up another girl who is not as little as May, but who's got us some songs. Isabel, do you want to come up and sing some Christmas songs for us? Come on up. Yeah, I know, it's the microphone, May. You're a natural.
Wait, where do I get? Oh, I never actually.
You can plug your guitar in. The whole family's singing, right? Okay.
Just me and my May. Hi, May. I know. I know, May. She's staring at me. Yeah. Oh wait, I don't have a pick. Do you have a pick, Clint?
I got a pick. Totally.
And bring mine.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas, Isabel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a cool pick, man.
Yeah, right?
Pick.
Is that the one from up there? Oh, it is. It's that one.
Okay. I know. May will back vocals you. Totally. And then you guys got a band.
Okay. I don't think.
I'll bring it closer to you. Whoa.
Is it really coming through? Oh yeah, it is. Now it is.
Over this way.
Okay.
How's that? Can you see it?
Let's do that one.
Oh, dude. Out of the band, your dad. In the band, your dude. Right? Hey, you better watch out. You better not cry.
I know the infamous sounds of tuning.
7 for that one.
Here we go. Oopsies. There we go.
You want to tune that one too? Tune up.
Gotta pink the strings.
I would have figured it out soon.
Do you know any heavy metal Christmas songs?
No, I
Really?
do know some. I do know some heavy metal.
You do.
I'm not very good at
That's
that.
cool. That's cool.
It's hard.
Okay, you want to tune yours, Isabel?
I think it's already tuned, but okay.
Okay, let me try it.
You gotta tune it to the guitar or to the piano.
A family that tunes together
Here you go, sweetie.
is a good family Christmas band. That's one of the things my family never did was tune. You know, it's very, very important. So I just want to recommend that to any families out there. Tune before you play. No matter how little the guitar, no matter how big.
It's alright, I can hear you guys. Can carry on.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to like.
She is hard not to like, right? She doesn't pop back. Nothing.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. Right.
Oh yeah, but
There we
soon.
go.
What are we playing first?
Ladies
Jingle
and gentlemen,
bells.
let's welcome to the stage Isabel and the family band.
That's cool. Do you want to use the rest of it, or what do you use?
Dad, I already like the Power on the Mountain,
We're going to just switch it to Jingle Bells.
but it's hard.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
That's my problem.
I'll figure it out.
I really
Just
want.
lie down.
Okay, fine. We'll do Jingle Bells and then Power on the Mountain, and then you guys can do that stuff. Okay, then I do Jingle Bells. I don't do anything except Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells. No, I'm only doing Power on the Mountain and Jingle Bells.
How does that sound out there?
Well, this is. Whoopsie, sorry. Okay. So, just.
Alright. Here in a minute. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So we actually moved here kind of permanent like about a year ago. Been here, what did we get here, like December 4th of 2009? We'd spent a couple of summers in the area, and I lived all over the U.S. With Paula, and I was getting kind of disappointed actually with a lot of places because I was like, geez, man, I've been all these places and I don't really like them all that much. And that really wasn't what I wanted to experience. And then we came here for a couple summers and I went, wow, I really like it here. And so kind of the same thing that Sarah was talking about. And then so Paula did a couple internships here, and then it came time to graduate from Penn State University. And we were like, where are we going to go? And we ended up in central Illinois, and that was another place that I went, wow, I don't really want to be here. I want to be in Redmond. And thankfully, things worked out that we got to move here permanently. So here we are a year later. And it was really a funny experience because we just kind of all came here and we went, wow, this feels like home from like the first week of our first internship. Well, her internship, we just kind of hung out. Experience. It was a good time. So anyway, thanks. So last year about this time we came here. We saw everybody playing. Mikhail read some great poetry. We heard, I guess, Clint's His Ma. Yeah, is what I guess you could say it that way. Lucy and everybody else play. And they're like, hey, we should do that this year. So Isabel's going to be the center of attention here. So let's start things off with Jingle Bells.
Everybody sing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to ride a sleighing song tonight! Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
There we go. All right.
I don't do that. I don't do anything else except yes. I'm actually sure.
All right, so I think Isabel can actually, well, we're going to have Isabel sing on Rudolph then. All right. So everybody ready for a little Rudolph? Okay. I got to really cement the key in my head so that I sing it on key. Getting close. Rudolph. All right, let's give it a shot. Rudolph
The red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh to call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him
as they shouted out with
glee, yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, here you'll go down in history.
Okay, let's do it one more time. Rudolph
The red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. Never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. All right. All right.
We'll sing in Frosty the Snowman too if he plays Frosty. And then next. You want to do Frosty now? Sure.
Okay.
We're doing Frosty. Wait, and then we're doing Frosty, and then what?
And then Santa Claus is coming to town, and then...
I'm not singing Santa Claus to come in.
All right, you're not going to do that?
Sick of that song.
All right. She's sick of that song. It's kind of funny.
Well, what's the thing I can say about it?
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember on the second verse, we go here.
Where?
Right here. So go through there.
And then, what?
Yeah. We just go through there and then there. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. Should be fun. All right.
I have no idea. Okay, try to follow along.
All right, we'll be fine. Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman was a fairy tale, they say. It's made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. When they put it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was alive as he could. There we go. And the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the snowman. Whoops. I forgot the second verse. Isabel's going to sing the second verse.
What is the second verse?
Frosty the snowman knew the sun was hot that day. So he said, let's run and we'll have some fun now before I melt away. Down to the village with the broomstick in his hand, running here and there all around the square, saying, catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town, right to a traffic calm, and he only paused for a moment when he heard him holler, stop! Oh, Frosty the snowman had to hurry on his way. So he waved goodbye, saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow. All right. All right.
We're not done.
Hey, Isabel. We're going to do Go Tell It on the Mountain now. All right. Get Isabel playing some more guitar. You ready?
I have to get myself set up.
She has to get herself set up. All right. Okay. Really?
Go
tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Jesus Christ is born.
Where is it watching over the silent night?
I don't have that part memorized either.
Who through the heavens has shone a holy light?
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Jesus Christ is born. Down in lonely manger,
Well, Christ is born.
God sent us salvation.
On the Christmas morn.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, Jesus Christ is born. That Jesus Christ is born. That Jesus Christ is born. Woo! All right, good job. Nice work. All right, everybody, thanks. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas and all that stuff. Sorry about that.
Isabel, can I borrow that pick again?
Sorry, Clint.
It's all right, we're still friends.
All right.
It's Christmas.
I do that every time. I did, but it's not that. It was there. Let's get some stuff out of the way.
About 10 years ago, I had tripped myself all the way to the East Coast around Christmas time. Pulled into Annapolis, Maryland in a 34-foot sloop called Serendipity. Right at Christmas time. Annapolis, Maryland, one of the biggest boat capitals of the world, was having their big boat lighting festival that night and street parade. So I brought my guitar out and opened up my case and played for the city of Annapolis. That night I wrote this song about being far from home, trying to play the right song. I've sailed here from 1,000 miles. I've come here just to play. So for you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. For you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. Watch you you on the streets today, so lost in the crowd. So stop a while, connect with me, feel humble, be proud. For this day just comes around, but once close your eyes, you'll miss it all. For the beauty's in the moment, you see the truth and let it fall. Oh, the beauty's in the moment, you see the truth and let it fall. Let it fall. Lift your eyes up from the ground, so close, believe. Feel the sound. Just a street corner away. Oh, you're so close, so far away. Christmas far from home. By twilight I'll be long from here, gone without a trace. And you will still belong to here, wrapped in this special place. Find something in the tune you hear between sunrise and sunset, and we'll meet again in a melody. And promise we won't forget, no. Meet again in a melody, and promise we won't forget. Don't forget. Lift your eyes up from the ground, so close, believe. Feel the sound. Just a street corner away. Away. Away from home. Away from home for Christmas. For you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. For you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. For you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. For you I stand, guitar in hand, and I give myself away. Oh, 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 silent night. Oh, holy night. All is bright. Mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Heavenly peace, sleep. Heavenly peace, silent night. Holy night. Son of God. Oh, pure Silent night. Oh, holy night. Holy night, holy night. Eric, do you got a song in you that you want to play tonight? I saw you fiddling with the guitar. Cool. Is there anyone out there that would like to lead a Christmas song? A Hanukkah song? You want to sing? Well, come up and sing it. Come up and sing it. Let's bring Deborah Oakes up to the stage.
Let's see if I can now. That was lovely. Thank you, Clint.
Merry
Ooh, you didn't even need mistletoe. No, I can do it all year long. Did you guys catch on to that? You do not need mistletoe to kiss me on the cheek. That's it. Okay. Yeah. I know, isn't that nice? Okay. Happy, everybody. Thank you for singing. And I want to just say to you guys, I'm so glad you picked us, because it's really nice to have you in the community. I didn't know that you weren't. I don't remember when you weren't here. How about that? Does that make sense? So I have this song that I used to sing when I was in choir, and I love it because it's such a prayer that, well, it's fitting. It's fitting at any time of year, really, but it's a prayer that goes out to everybody in this room and everybody that I love and everybody in my community and in my family and all that good stuff. So I'm going to lower this, though. I know, I like it aimed right at me, right here. And I gotta find the right note, so I don't get too high. No, I'm trying to. It's a Hanukkah song called Feast of Lights. All right, we're just gonna do it. May your days and nights be a feast of lights. The eternal flame may it glow in you, and the Holy One may he know in you only love. May the light of peace shine and never cease, and the glow of wisdom illumine you. May you never hate, though it's human too. May you know love. May you go through life with your head up to the sky. May you never walk in shame, in sight of the light of the one who has no name. This I wish for you. May your days and nights be a feast of lights, with a warmth for all of humanity. For without it, life is but vanity. May you have love. May you have faith. And may you have strength. And may the Lord grant your life will have length. May it be sweet, yet strong. May your days and nights be a feast of lights, your whole life long. Christmas.
I know. I figure have the daughter sing right before the mom. Let's bring Lucy Oakes back up. Yeah. Grab a stool.
Lower. Maybe even a little bit lower. All right, the last play I was in, which seems like it was 100 years ago, because nobody will cast me now. But in that play, I played the part of a 90-year-old woman. I'm still growing into the part, by the way. I'm not quite 90 yet. But Grace has been talking to her great niece. And in the monologue of talking to the great niece, she gives her great advice. And at the end of it, she says, I think that's all the good Lord wants of us, honey. It's just to hold on to each other and this sweet earth he gave us with all our might. And I loved that saying, and I think SoulFood does that about as good as any place. All right. Now we're going to do, if I can find it in here, I had it all marked. We're going to do The Night Before Christmas, everybody's favorite story. And then I'll be done and I can go home, I guess. All right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And the stockings were hung by the chimney with care and hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Pa in his kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, why, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Well, away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. And the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. Oh, we've got the little ones down there. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and he shouted, and he called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. Oh Comet, oh Cupid, oh Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricanes fly when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. Well, as I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. Oh, he was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. and a bundle of toys he'd flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. Doesn't that remind you of Clint? His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry, and his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. And the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. And the stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Oh, he was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread. Well, he spoke not a word, and went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the dawn of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Is there anyone else with a Christmas carol or story in them tonight? Decker, come on up. Give us a Christmas story, Decker. Decker, everybody.
So, Clint and Sarah did some talking about why they're here or what brought them to Redmond. And Tay just asked me if I would tell a story on why I'm here. And he kind of said it that way. He said, tell a story on why you're here. And I was like, whoa, it's kind of deep. That's a pretty intense question. So, I got to thinking about it, and there's a lot of reasons, but incidentally, yesterday, 14 years ago yesterday, I guess I should say, I fell and I almost died. But okay. Most of my stories have a punchline or something fun, but this is more of a moral, I think. So I should start a little bit better than that. So 14 and a half years ago, I got a new pair of Nike Air Jordans. And they were the really cool ones with, like, they had Velcro on them. And, like, they were all white and red. It was gorgeous. And when you're a 12-year-old and you get an article of that caliber, it'll shape you. So I got it in my head, and I had no idea. Thank you. I had no athletic talent whatsoever, but I got it in my head that was a sign that I should become a basketball player. And so I was constantly working on my hops, which is my jump altitude. I'm not sure if we called it hops back then, but I think that sounds about right. So I was constantly jumping and grabbing onto things and just trying to work out so I could become a better basketball player. I don't believe I even owned a basketball. So December 22nd, I was waiting for my sister to get done with the class, and I was in a room that was a changing room that had a false wall, the walls that have the tops missing on them. And I looked up and I saw that I could grab onto the top of that wall, and I was like, I can, if I can get that, that's a pretty significant jump, right? So I jump and I completely miss, and I was like, all right, I need a little bit more gumption. So I stand up on a bench, and I jump up, and I grab onto the top of it, and it was super sawdusty, and I remember the feeling of the sawdust in my hands. And I turned upside down, and I don't remember anything else. Turns out I landed on my head on some concrete and put a big crack in my skull from about back here to up front. So my sister, who was in the class, heard this crack, and she didn't, like everybody was kind of wondering what it was, because it's a pretty resounding sound. And I learned later that everybody stopped and they came over, and I was laying on the ground, and I wasn't really saying anything, but I was answering questions, and so they didn't think I was hurt, but they knew something was going on. So they called my pops, and my pops came into town, and he's like, well, we'll take him to the hospital. We'll see what's going on. So they take me to the little hospital in the town I was from, and it's probably about 10 o'clock at night, and there's one doctor on staff still. Ooh, lovely. And this doctor's Dr. Erickson is his name. He said, kids hit their heads a lot, and they bounce. So 9 times out of 10, I'd tell you to take them home and watch them. Just keep an eye on them for the night. But this is the 1 time out of 10 that I'm going to send you to the next town over to get an X-ray, or CAT scan rather. So my family starts to drive the hour drive to the next town over to get a CAT scan. And at that point, I started vomiting in the car. And so my dad really got worried, and so they started driving very, very fast. And when we got there, the doctor said, this is beyond our control. We need to life flight him to Salt Lake City, which was, I don't know how long of a helicopter flight that is, but it's a 3-hour drive from where we were from. And so the next thing I remember is I woke up in the helicopter, and it was super loud. And there was a dude, and he looked at me, and he was super surprised that, like, my eyes were open or something. I don't know why he's so surprised, but he was super surprised. And then he put a mask on my face, and then I blacked out again. So turns out when I land in McKay Hospital in Ogden, Utah, actually, they did a full CAT scan, and this doctor's name is Dr. Penka. He was a really cool dude. He wore chucks with his suits. As a 12-year-old, I thought that was pretty rad. But he said, this guy gets in surgery right now. If we wait for family to wait for it, then he won't make it. And so my parents showed up right as they were prepping me for surgery, and they got my dad to take care of all the paperwork. I'm not really sure about how that all works, but and they actually asked my dad if he'd give him permission to videotape the surgery. So he said yeah, and then he went and watched it and got scrubbed down and went and watched it. And what they did is they shaved my head except for a cool little monk patch in the back. They shaved my head, and then on this side over here, they took a 3-inch by 3-inch window out of my skull and put a vacuum in there, basically, and sucked out blood clots. I had developed a blood clot that was going to kill me within an hour of when I arrived at the hospital. So I was unconscious for the next couple of days. The surgery went okay. I was unconscious for the next couple of days, and I woke up on Christmas morning, and my whole family was there, and like my dad was just so tired. I could just see it in him. He's just so tired, and he was just having a hard time with it. And that the feeling of family was so powerful to me that it stuck with me for a long time. And that to me is more about why I'm here, is what family will do and what friends will do when you're in need. So as a side note, I got 136 stitches in my head, and 37 staples, which is pretty rad. And I had the staples in my head for a long time. So I got to go to school with these staples, and everybody thought I was like this monster. It was pretty rad. But it completely shot my basketball career out of the way. Just so you know, that's why I'm not in the pros. But I still, when I had the staples taken out, I asked Dr. Panka if I could have them, and he let me have them, and so I keep them in my wallet to remind me not to do stupid shit. But I still do occasionally. Thank you.
We kind of have a personal Santa that's here all year round. We call him Mikhail. He's often wearing a red jacket, bringing gifts with him all the time. And tonight he's got some of the gifts of words with him. Please welcome Mikhail to the stage. Yeah. I would bring him Alex. Bring him Alex for good luck.
For good luck? Yeah.
Good luck. There you go.
I read some words today that I had to copy out. The context goes back to May, was it the 24th or 26th of May in 1989 when Valdez dropped all that oil. And there was a book I was reading about that and different people. One of them was Wendell Berry, famous ecologist of a radical sort, and another poem. Wendell, in June after that happened, gave a commencement address to the College of the Atlantic in Bar Harbor, Maine. And I want to share with you the words he ended that commencement address to the graduates of that year. But first I'm going to read a poem, Made of Water, by Nancy Willard. Praise to my text, water, which taught me writing, and praise to the 5 keepers of the text. Water in ocean, water in river, water in lake, water in cupped hands, water in tears. Praise for river, who says, travel to the source, poling your raft of words, mindful of currents, avoiding confusion, delighting in danger when its spines sparkle, yet keeping your craft upright, your sentence alive. You have been sentenced to life. Praise for ocean and her generous lesson that a great poem changes from generation to generation, that any reader may find his treasure there, and even the landlocked heart wants to travel. Praise for that heart, for its tides, for tiny pools winking in rocks, like poems which make much of small matters. 5 snails, 2 limpets, a closely watched minnow, his spine a zipper, and a white stone wearing the handprints of dead coral. Praise for tears, which are faithful to grief, not by urns, but by understatement. Praise for thirst, for order in the eye and in the ear and in the heart, and for water in cupped hands, for the poem that slakes thirst and the poem that wakes it. Praise for lake, which bustles with swimmers at noon. I have been one, busy under the light, piling rocks into castles, not seeing my work under the ruffled water. And later, the lake, still sleepy in the last light. The castle squats like a rough draft of a prayer, disguised as a castle, which tells me to peer into the dark and interpret shapes in the ooze. The rowboat rising like a beak, the oil drum rusting, the pop bottles fisted in weeds, every sunken thing still without purpose, dreamed over till the fisherman's net brings it up. What? A bronze? A torso of softest marble? Go deep. Save. Sift. Pack. Lose. And find again. Come back as snow. Rain. Tears. Crest and foam. Come back to baptize. Heal and drown. Come back as water. Come back as poem. And so, graduates, my advice to you is simply my hope for us all. This is Wendellberry. Beware the justice of nature. Understand that there can be no successful human economy apart from nature or in defiance of nature. Understand that no amount of education can overcome the innate limits of human intelligence and responsibility. We're not smart enough or conscious enough or alert enough to work responsibly on a gigantic, humongous, as Tenson would say, a gigantic scale. In making things always bigger and more centralized, we make them both more vulnerable in themselves and more dangerous to everything else. Learn, therefore, to prefer small-scale elegance and generosity to large-scale greed, cruelty, and glamour. Make a home. Help to make a community. Be loyal to what you have made. Put the interest of the community first. Love your neighbors. Not the neighbors you pick out, but the ones you have. Love this miraculous world that you did not make, that is a gift to us. As far as you are able, make your lives dependent upon your local place. neighborhood and household, which thrive by care and generosity, and independent of the industrial economy, which thrives by damage. Find work, if you can, that does no damage. Enjoy your work. Work well. It was Wendell Berry in 1989. I love you all. Thank you for listening.
Jake, come on up, man. Thank you, Mikhail. Let's bring Jake Grahn up to the stage for a little bit of music that only Jake can do. Jake, a troubadour of soul food. Ah, that's a good one, huh? Yeah. Merry Christmas. Do you need one of those? No. Wow. What a special, special night. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Yeah, a round of applause for everybody and all the singers. And all of us. Boy, this is that time of year that you walk into it bitter and sweet. It's a little bit of all. Try to stop for a moment and take a break from work and just be present to those around you. That's what it's really about. That's how to spend it, is just to honor that moment by being alive and awake in it. And being thankful for all of us as a family, the greater family, the whole human race. There's a peace that kind of comes across the globe on Christmas Eve is what it feels like. And that peace came across with the eclipse on a Tuesday night, was that?
Yeah.
Monday night? Yeah.
I don't remember that night.
Wow, that was just happy solstice to everyone. Merry Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Jake Grahn to the stage.
Hey guys. So I've been having a little bit more fun with writing and playing guitar, and I think for Christmas that's kind of been my present to myself. And so I'm gonna play a new song. Yeah, you like that?
I like that. Yeah. Present to yourself.
Paying a little more attention. It's been really cool. And this is kind of it's not a Christmas song, but it's like a winter cabin song. I got caught up in at Crystal Mountain in a cabin the same day the storm here hit. And so where you guys had like 6-7 inches, we had like 2 feet. It was nuts. And I've been seeing someone who's been very special and very cool, and we were trapped and we decided to write a song. And it literally just kind of came out.
Sweet.
She's not here to hear this. She'll be here in an hour. But that's fine because I was originally planning this for New Year's. I was raised early 90s. I think Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan should be together. I'm a hopeless romantic. That's just chemistry. All right, so this is going to be short and sweet.
Oh, but I don't recall if it was partly sunny or partly cloudy outside. I just know she didn't want to write sad songs. Oh, but I don't recall if it was partly sunny or partly cloudy outside. I just know she didn't want to write sad songs. Ba-da-da-ho, ho, ba-da-da, ho, ho, oh. Cause there's no, she's claimed from the window of a home that was kept oh so warm, oh so stable food piled high, making us feel like we've done everything right, and it's alright. Oh, but I don't recall if it was partly sunny or partly cloudy outside. I just know she didn't want to write sad songs, because it was really all about how the blood circulates throughout the heart. And yes, it does, because it's what keeps us alive. Ba-da-da, hi, oh, ba-da-da, oh, 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 oh. My stars, they burn with a bitter coal as they float towards the ground, falling down from clouds which in a hurry create a flurry and pound. Palm trees, they're standing like soldiers following orders from mother. Better hold on to her, better hold on to each other. Oh, ba-da-da, oh, 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 oh. And when valleys fall, our eyelids close as dreams grab hold of our loving souls and take us flying through the mountains. And with a frosty nose and our fearing toes, we seek warm enclosed of a cabin home nestled next to a river known to flow like a fountain. Oh, but I don't recall if it was partly sunny or partly cloudy outside. I just know she didn't want to write sad songs, because it was really all about how the blood circulates throughout the heart. And yes, it does, because it's what keeps us going on. Oh, ba-da-da, oh, oh, ba-da-da, oh, 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 oh.
Yeah. Still working on it. Yeah, it's fun. I was gonna do one more. This is actually, so I'm starting to break things up a little more. I've been listening to a lot more old U2. Yeah. Getting a little more in touch with what's going on. Oh. Okay, right now I've been just replaying Joshua Tree. Not so. It's good. What's that? I'll get there. I'm learning. Yeah, no. This is it. Thank you guys for listening. That was a lot of fun. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, another round of applause for Jake Grahn, everybody. We're going to bring up another legendary performer here tonight, Miss Holly Phillips, to the stage.
Anybody have a capo in the audience? Capo in the house?
Yes, there is.
I think they have. Thank you, Clint.
Yeah.
Is this a standard? This is standard. Oh, that sounds so sweet. Yeah. You know, I used to have a guild. Woo! Great. Thank you.
Holly Phillips and Alexandra B.
Oh, wow. Wow. Awesome to be here tonight amongst everyone. I'm seeing so many people I haven't seen forever, and it's just so nice. Let's see here. Usually play this with a capo, so it might be a little lower. But I think, let's see. I think I'll do it. It's time. Everything is led up to this moment. You're gonna be fine. You're not sure, a little scared and nervous, but you want to see what's on the other side. If you know the way to go, why don't you go? Now's your chance to be who you are. Now's your chance. No regrets, you've come so far. Now's your chance. It's time. Everything has brought you to this place, and you wanna be here. Go with it. Don't question it. Don't allow your heart to fear. And if you know the way to be, you would be free. Now's your chance to be who you are. Now's your chance. No regrets, you've come so far. Now's your chance. It's time. Thank you. Thanks, Alex, for playing up here tonight. Thank you so much, Soul Food, for being here. Thanks for another great year, and wishing health and happiness and peace and prosperity and just inner and outer guidance, everything, just to everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Good night. Thanks, Clint. Thanks, Clint and Sarah. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got some good juju.
Yeah, right?
It sure does.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We'll bring Kevin Oakes up to the stage next. Yeah. You. Your fans. Oh, right. I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to sit. Thank you. What am I doing? Oh. That means your butt will explode if you play.
Probably would.
Don't hit the E chord. Kevin Oakes, everybody.
How y'all doing tonight? Is anybody else working on their Christmas cold? Just me? Well, let's see. The only reason I know this song is because it's a Springsteen cover. And I've never played it before tonight. Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, he's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, now he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So you better be good for goodness sake. Well, you better watch out and you better not cry. You better not pout, and I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Okay. Ho, 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 ho. This one's not really a Christmas song. You think? Let's see if I know it well enough to play. But it is a song about the things that are important in life. Like family and friends. And being together on the holidays. You guys have those things?
Yes, I understand that everything must end. Oh. As I sit alone, I know everything must go on. Now I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. Some folks got just one, yeah, others they got none. Oh. So stay with me and let's just breathe. Yeah, practiced on my sins, never gonna let me win. Uh-huh. But under everything, just another human being. Uh-huh. Now I don't wanna hurt, and there's so much in this world that makes me believe. So stay with me. You're all I see. Did I say that I want you? Did I say that I needed you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me, 'cause I come clean. Every single day as I look upon your face, everything you gave now, nothing you would take on. Nothing you would take. Everything that you gave. Did I say that I wanted you? Did I say that I needed you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, don't you see? No one knows this more than me, as I come clean. Love you till I die. See you on the other side.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Brother Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas to all.
Hey, do the kiddos want to come up and lead a Christmas song before we end the night at all? Have the kiddos' voices been heard tonight? I know we got a few showmen out there. I know you got a Christmas song in you. Come on up. Come on up, kiddos. Grandma got run over by a no, that's a horrible, horrible song. That is the only song not allowed. That and Freebird are the only songs not allowed in SoulFood. Right? Okay, ladies, you ready? Come on up. Do you guys want to sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas? Do you want to, what's a good one that you
Rudolph
guys?
the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes, totally.
Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
This is
Oh,
the
come on.
time.
We've sung before. Come on.
Come on up. Okay. That's all right.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce these two girls to you. Let's tell them your names.
I'm Tiaja. And I'm Virginia.
And this is Eliana, their sister. Come on up.
Come here. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay. Together, they form a Redmond local punk band here tonight. They want to do, yeah.
Have an extra microphone?
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, you can just all sing around right here.
We're singing.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose like a light bulb. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows like a flashlight. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names like Pinocchio. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games like Monopoly. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, ho, 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 Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Sure, then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, he'll go down in history like Washington.
Ooh, like SoulFood.
One more. Mom says one more.
What's that?
Mom says one more.
One more. Sing another one, yeah.
Which one?
Which one you know?
Sing something that's not a Christmas carol.
What about like a school Christmas song?
I need a break here.
I need a break here.
It's not about you, Alana. I don't really know the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle Bell Rock is a little loud. That's a little loud.
Yeah, come on up, guys.
Oh wait, we don't know that one.
Jingle Bell Rock. You guys know
Oh
the
wait,
words?
what was that one that Mr. Grinch, the Grinch. Oh yeah, Mr. Grinch. That sounds like
Yeah,
a good
guys,
one.
hit it.
I'm an elephant. Wait, what does he know how to sing?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are you. You're as pretty as a cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're that banana with the greasy black peel.
Another round of applause for the ladies. All right, thanks, guys. Tenzin, do you want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year?
No.
Do it, dude. Say Merry Christmas.
No.
Happy Solstice.
No.
Do you want to tell everybody what you want for Christmas? That way, there's a better shot one of us is gonna get it for you.
I want to.
Yeah, tell everybody what you want for Christmas.
I want a plasma TV.
I want a plasma TV.
I want a DSI. Give it to me now.
Yeah, a DSI, give it to me now. That's the Christmas spirit.
I want a rock.
I want to rock. I want to rock. Like that? No. Okay. No. That's cool. Because I could get you the other one. What do I want for Christmas? I already got it. I got SoulFood. I got Sarah. I got May. I got Katie. All right. Thanks. Thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. Merry Christmas. Mr. Trouble, come walking this way. The year gone by feels like one long day, but I'm alive, and I'm feeling alright. I run that hard road at a heartbreak city, built a roadside carnival of hurt and self-pity. It was all wrong. Now I'm moving on. There ain't no church bells ringing, no, there ain't no flags unfurled. Just me and you and the faith we're bringing into the real world. Oh, into the real world. I built a shrine in my heart. It wasn't pretty to see, made out of fool's gold and memories and the tears they cried. But now I'm heading out over the rise, searching for one clear moment of love and truth. I still got a little faith. Oh, but what I need is some proof tonight. Yeah. I'm looking for it in your eyes. There ain't no church bells ringing, no, there ain't no flags unfurled. It's just me and you and the love we're bringing into the real world. It's you and me in the real world. Well, tonight, I just wanna shout. I feel my soul waist deep and sinking into this black river of doubt. Tonight I wanna rise and walk along the riverside, and when the morning comes, no, I don't wanna hide. I will stand right by your side with my arms open wide. I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna ask for some help, 'cause I'm tired of running scared. So baby, let's get our bags packed. We'll take it from here to hell, to heaven and back to hell. Love is hopeless if it's hopeless at best. Well, come on, put on your Christmas dress, 'cause it's ours tonight. looking for it in your eyes. There ain't no church bells ringing, no, there ain't no flags unfurled. It's just me and you and the hope we're bringing into the real world. Oh, into the real world. Oh, into the real world. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. This is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Out on the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Take this country, come take us home. Take us home, 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 home. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, love you. Merry Christmas, Tenzin. And a Happy New Year. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, he does? Oh, hey, newsflash. Before we really end the show, we just need to say one more thing. Come on up, Tenzin. Something really important. I know. This is just you and me, man. What is it that you want for Christmas, Tenzin? You want all your brothers and sisters to have all the presents and you don't need any of them? Oh, no. What do you think you would like? A DS? Really? What? A DS? What's a DS? What? Oh, a DS. Oh, a DS. Oh, a Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo. Yes. Yes. Because your parents love it when you play video games, right? No. Okay, a DS. And do you know what your sisters or brothers are getting for Christmas or anything? No, don't say anything if you do. Don't say anything. No, whoa, that was, woo. I know. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you all get what you want this year, what we need this year.
Hey, everybody. This is kind of funny, but will you come here for just a second? Like, just in here?